You're got 3 bars on the batteries.
Yeah.
Hello?
It's coming out.
Check. Hello? Far, you turn the amps on and all that? Not that we need them, ain't nobody here. But they're not coming through the PA system of the building. That ain't worth worrying about for right now.
I will use. So. It's fine. I already have a copy of this. I don't know why I would ever take that out of there.
I wouldn't worry about it. As long, if we are recording, I'm a happy
Oh.
camper,
Thank you. Oh, you.
except that the recording won't have the microphones. So maybe I'm not a happy camper. These aren't on. I thought it was hooked together.
Who runs that thing?
I'm not gonna worry about it much. Oh. We're missing our recording clerk secretary.
Asked me to take some notes, so I told him I would.
It's formal enough for me. Well, we have a note keeper. I'm okay. Well, because I know the mess that is. If you start playing in there, as long as we got a video and we got some notes. Mine's working.
Hello. Yeah. Now they are, yeah.
Now
They went on, yep.
all right.
They are now.
All right. Well, let's have a call to order. I got 12:30.
35.
Let's do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Bless me.
Good, we have a roll call there, substitute note keeper
Motion.
Monet.
Treasurer Hobbs,
Here.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Here,
Trustee Monet here, Trustee Denver,
there.
and Clerk Pern is excused.
All right, is there any board comments before we start the meeting?
Yes. I'll take my notes afterwards. Per the special meeting that was, this is kind of loud, I'll stand back. Per the
Yeah,
special,
don't have to get
yeah.
real close.
Per the special meeting that took place, the other day, I do believe it was the 4th. After watching the video, there was just a mild discussion about, whether or not I was absent or excused. So although state statute doesn't require me to have to notify anyone, but I didn't want it to be an absence. I've saved the messages between myself and Clerk Byrne that I advised him that I would not be able to make it. And I reiterated the fact that I can't help it that these special meetings take place during a lot of office hours that I just can't make. And I get one business day off a week and I schedule all of my appointments ahead of time, whether it's vet, doctor, dentist, anything that I have to do that has to do with business. If that, interrupts, and I never schedule anything during work session days. So I do apologize for the people out there, but at the end of the day, I mean, I have a life too, and I schedule accordingly, and I can't just change a lot of this stuff when you make appointments, time and time and time again in the future. So I hope I was excused properly, and that's that.
Was it something I said?
There was a mild little, was Trustee Monet excused or was he absent? And then Greg spoke up and said something. So,
Oh, well,
Is there a difference or?
Yeah,
They're kind of, see, there's a third part of it.
yeah.
No, my understanding was you were gonna try and make it at 1:30 and you were gonna try.
I was mentioning that.
Yeah, so-
Yeah, there is a difference because in absence under state guidelines, too many absences, the board can request the removal of a board member with a special hearing.
But I guess, like, what's an absence consists of just like not showing up, not telling you, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're excused,
Absolutely, you're good.
you just say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it.
Right.
Okay.
It's just a courtesy too, I think, that I made sure that they did know that I couldn't be here. So,
On the,
Yeah, that's,
yeah, that's, on the further that point, legally, I was told that when there's an excuse, and not that we're doing it, but that we actually vote to excuse. And that there also, like if somebody leaves, because we've done this a couple times, or we voted, because somebody had to leave earlier.
yes, yeah.
But, that's minutia to the point of it's a little much. You should have been written down as excused.
Well, I believe I was after, yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to clarify for the record.
that's funny. I didn't even know there was like a difference between.
Yeah, yeah.
Absent and.
Kind of like, reminds me of like school where you have the note from the parent or you don't.
Excused or excused?
Okay, I don't have anything. Is there any other board comments from anybody? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Approval of the meeting agenda with additions or modifications. I do have a couple. The agenda for number 2 is a fish sculpture update. It's already in number 1. So I'm going to suggest that one modification would be to strike number 2 on the agenda. And then 2 additions. This would actually be number 8. Would be a camera location. I want to have a brief discussion about location of the cameras, because there may be some grant money available to do some stuff there. And number 9 is an addition to approve the paying of the winter taxes for the park waterfront. This is the assessment for the
Yeah.
dam.
Yeah, they're not, they're not, they're on a tax bill, but it's strictly for the SAD, for the 2 parks. So this is new this year. So we need to figure out, I guess, we'll talk about it.
So in your packets there, that a copy of the 2 bills should be the bottom thing.
Yeah.
So we'll get to it last.
But if I may ask, Kevin, are we, off again? Does this pertain to the 20-some thousand right now or not yet?
No, turns out,
We can get to
Yes,
this.
okay.
Yeah, if you want to wait, we'll just
Yeah.
get there when we get to it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, so you turn that back down considerably, but you can still hear it over there?
nothing.
Yeah, okay, because it's hard to hear the wall speakers unless it's really loud. I don't need, as long as you can hear it, it should be getting out of it. That's fine. Okay, so any other suggestions from the board members about the agenda?
One, I don't know if you want to end it today or you want to wait till next
I'm gonna wait.
month. I mean, the agenda's, well, I just like to discuss coming up with, like, a compost fee for the compost.
If you want to add it,
Yeah, at least let's get a discussion on it. We don't have to do anything today. Obviously, we still got a couple months.
it's number 10. Okay, is there anything else?
Yes, I have a few things.
So I need to quit making short agendas.
No, these would be really quick, just because I just have a couple of questions. I want a very, very short, if we could, discussion, on the updated status of the short-term rental ordinance. just to get some clarification on some questions I have with that. It won't have to be elaborate because it's out there, if we could.
That's it?
No, those one, I didn't know if we're gonna approve that. But anyway, I also want a quick question and update on the amended animal ordinance. I only have one question. It should be quick.
Okay. So I'm gonna run out of paper.
No.
But they're on there, so that means 8 is cameras, 9 is the tax for the sad, 10 compost, 11 short-term rental, 12 the animal ordinance. Is there anything else?
Yes, I have one more. Oh, and we're back on.
Oh.
Um,
You shouldn't have to lean into it. That's gonna.
yeah.
be louder.
I want to have a discussion about, what happened at the special meeting, by appointments to the ZBA and Planning Commission.
Okay.
And thank you.
Okay, 8 camera, 9 winter tax. And sad, 10 compost, 11 short-term rental, 12 animal ordinance, 13 ZBA planning commission. With number 8 being camera location.
Yep.
So I will make a motion that we approve the agenda as modified. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Hops.
Yep.
Any discussion from the board? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed the same. Okay, the motion carries 4 is. Okay, so that brings us on to the agenda then. Number 1 is Winterfest Ice Rink and Fish Sculpture Update. The planning is ongoing for the Winterfest. Everybody's scrambling around. For those who don't know, JC had a couple of not life-threatening medical injuries. Other people are stepping up. And looks like we're going to make it in time and have everything in place. And this year, goat, how do I want to say this? Goat hugging? Therapy goats? I don't know. It's going to be goats there and a tent for kids. So if any, the whole thing is pretty much geared for kids, but there's the addition of the goats this year.
There might be some adults that want to get hugged by.
My grandson wants to grab a goat and then go down the sled hill.
Oh, good.
Sometimes you should do that. You're not supposed to hug them like. Okay, ice rink.
Yeah.
Continuing saga of fighting the weather. I finally managed to get some solid volunteer help out of Keith Myers at the landscaping there. And with JC out of operation, Greg Flelling has been taking a lot of that. So Greg and Mr. Myers, he was out this morning and cleaned it off. They're going to try and spray it down and smooth it out. And I'm overjoyed that we have some people volunteering to do it. That's a great thing. It's going to be what it's going to be in the end.
An outdoor reef. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's aware of
Not
that.
going to be.
The issue was really about whether other people from other sources were going to volunteer, and it really didn't come to fruition. But those guys, between the two of them, they got a plan. That's good enough for me. And the fish sculpture, I don't think I sent a picture to you guys yet. It's now mounted on a coat rack, painted. That thing looks spectacular. I've seen the other ones. So it will be on a trailer at Winterfest for photo ops. And the ice rink, there'll be a grand opening for the ice rink. Unless anybody had questions, it was just an update. And anybody who wants to volunteer, you still can. You might get snagged into more than hot dogs just because I end up supposed to be there for 3 hours. I'm probably gonna try and hang for 6.
I'm gonna be there from 11 till 2, cooking hot dogs, and I think 8 till 10 doing pancakes. So I think I'm pretty good.
No, I'm just saying it's you and me. So
Uh,
do the best we can.
yeah.
And the fire department personnel will be around, but they're not, obligated to hang out there that long. Anybody wants to help, let me know. Okay, number 2 was struck. Number 3 is a Parks and Cemetery outhouse pumping. I did read this before, but I confirmed it. Samoset is being pumped every other week, and they're making sure they have the liquid material they have in there has antifreeze or something. I don't know what they use. It's probably not poisonous to animals, so it doesn't freeze. That's geared towards ice fishermen, and I'll be darned if we don't have ice and ice fishing this year. Cemetery is being pumped weekly because we're keeping it open, and Park 27, a second outhouse will be brought on the 11th so that we have 2 for the Winterfest, and then they will pick that up the following week.
And that's at Park 27.
Park 27. So if anybody's got questions, that's what happened and confirmed it yesterday. Number 4, Kodiak VC3 update. Kodiak was in doing their onboarding last Friday. Got almost all of it done, as far as I know, and things are working pretty smooth. And I really like this. I had one problem, and I called Chris, emailed Chris, and within 5 minutes, he was inside my computer fixing. VC3, we'd have been screwing around for a week. So it's kind of like, we'll pay them what we pay them, but they're worth it. To have them right there, it's worth it. Any questions on that? That's where we're at. So the VC3 era is finally ending. Thank God.
We were one of the last townships left on that VC3.
There's a couple using the place in Traverse City, but yeah, several are using Kodiak. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Question?
Mhm.
Okay, number 5, Township 2026-2027 preliminary budget discussion. Pam passed all that stuff out. I'm not looking for in-depth. It's more like, where's Pam? Bad timing. If there was any questions about the material, I know Greg went over his, talked with her. All of that worked. Does anybody have any questions for her right now? If so, I will go get her. It's that was the starting point. Not if we don't have questions
No,
from the board. No, in fact, I just seen her going outside with a box. So no, I'm good. If you guys are good, because at the board meeting next week, we'll get into it in a little bit more depth. Something's going on outside. I don't know what. All right, we'll let that one be done. Number 6 is to adopt an updated hardship exemption guidance. So you should have this in the packet to be for you guys, the first thing you're looking at.
Yep.
There she is. This was given to us by Julie, and on the second page, she has highlighted the changes that need to be made. And I am certainly not a tax assessor. I have gotten some other email information about this is just an update the numbers. So that when they do the board of review stuff, they know where they're working from according to everybody else and what might have changed from last year. So it's on this paper. I'm not going to read all of it, but the exemption claimed not to exceed 15,000. Again, if this is what she needs to have the board of review function after the taxes are done, I'm all in if that's what you got to have. So I will make a motion that the township board approve the updated hardship exemption guidelines as written for use by the Lyon Township Board of Review. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, is there any further discussion from the board? Hearing none. Could we have a roll call on that, please?
Absolutely. Trustee Detmer,
Yes.
Treasurer Hops,
Yes.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
Trustee Monet, yay.
Okay, motion carries 4-0. The next thing is resolution that we passed last year is now up again because it needs to be done yearly. The resolution basically exempts the township from the requirements of Public Act 152 for the amount of money we put into medical benefit plan coverage. So it needs to be done yearly. This year, it should be sitting right in front of you. So it's exactly the same thing we did last year, except the dates changed. So I will make a motion that we approve adopting resolution 2026-002 to exempt the township from the requirements of Public Act 152 for the next succeeding medical benefit plan coverage year. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion from the board? Hearing none. I'd like to do a roll call on this too, please. If you would.
Yep. Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
Trustee Detmer,
Yes.
Trustee Monet, yay. And Treasurer Hops.
Yes.
Okay, that motion to approve the resolution is passed at 4-0. Any other well, we already went through that. So let's jump down to number 8, the cameras. The reason I'm asking is we had a plan in place to put a camera at the compost site gate because of the complaints about stuff being thrown on the ground, garbage bags being left against the fence, and garbage being thrown into the recycle bins. This was quite a while ago. Since then, it may be that that's really not all happening to the severity that we were looking at. I had a bid for a little over $5,000 to put a camera back there because you had to run power. That whole thing, I went down, I ended up working down there. I tore bags open. I'm just not seeing it. And then we were also looking at doing roadside pickup to get rid of that. And it turned out that roadside pickup would be too expensive. So back to the camera, the Parks and Amanda is the grant writer, found a grant to get $2,500 towards security stuff. And the cameras would qualify. We would have to put cybersecurity insurance into our policy, which might be, depending on the amount of computers, $1,000, $1,200, something like that. So there's that, but the other option might be if we don't put it there, to see if we can use grant money to move it at Samoset. The one that's at Samoset will not be really showing us the fish that we're gonna put up in the spring. If we moved it about 75 feet, it would then be on that fish. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a bigger priority than anything else we got going on. I wanted to just run it by you guys because I'm gonna ask Amanda, can we do the grant to just move? But it still comes down to whatever the cost is, and then we have to buy cybersecurity insurance or in our insurance policy. So just as a point of a general discussion, what do you think about that? It would, we'd get some money, it would cost us some money, we'd have to add it to our insurance, but it also puts it on the fish, and when you see that fish, you're gonna wanna the thing's beautiful.
I'm gonna hold my judgment till I see the fish.
Okay. I didn't send you a picture, I sent it to a couple of
No.
people there.
I'm not seeing it yet.
Well, here, let me, real quick.
And that was
Yeah,
done.
this is not a final decision, because I don't know that we can get the grant money to move a camera. Maybe, maybe not.
That was donated, right, by the chamber? Is that who?
The cameras?
No, the fish.
The fish is coming from the chamber for the water tour. There's 5 of them.
Okay.
And this is the whole discussions that we've had center around the fact that it had to be up high so nobody could screw with it at Phoenix Park, because nobody's ever at Phoenix Park unless you're going there to do a photo op or something.
I would just hate to spend $2,000 if the fish is worth 50.
No, the fish is well worth that. I can't bring one up right now. I'll send you one.
See it on Saturday.
It's over in the fire hall. Yeah, that's the point. It'll be out Saturday on a trailer for photo ops. That's pretty impressive. I've seen the other ones, and personally, this one's better. The color tone on it, it's a lake trout. Beautiful thing. So unless anybody wants to say anything about it now, that's kind of where I'm going and see what happens. Okay. So that's number 8. Number 9 would be the winter tax thing.
So this is just from that sad, from assessment from the county for both Phoenix and Samoset, and they're both the same amount, $865.25. The only, we're obligated to pay it. The only issue is, and we have to decide today because they are due next Tuesday, where the money's coming from. And I suggest, and this is just my suggestion, they're both parks, so the guy's got to come out of the Parks and Rec fund. Is you guys may have different opinions, but it's attached to the park, so I don't, it's up to you guys too. I mean, you can, if you don't think so. You can.
No, it just occurred to me, there's supposed to be another small triangular piece of township property right next to the Amvet's Lodge, small triangles. Do you know where the taxes for that comes from?
We've never gotten a tax bill for that.
Yeah, it's like a mystery place, but it's supposedly owned by the township. The only thing I was saying is that, if whatever fund that's coming from.
Yeah, we've never paid, the township has never paid a winter tax, obviously, I mean.
So this
This is the sad, that's the only reason we've got these two.
winter and summer then for the sad.
No, just winter. But this is a one-time deal, supposedly. We'll see. This is a county deal, so they say it's a one-time thing, so
So this is for the dam.
yes.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like you give somebody a credit card number when they say they're gonna bill you once.
Yeah.
And Julie and I ran all the other parcels today when she was in this morning. All the other, road end, lot numbers and whatnot, and none of them come up, so this is all we got. Originally, we had thought we were going to be stuck with a bill for all the road ends. And it turns out we're not.
They finally got enough complaints, I take it?
Yeah, I don't know, but, no, these are the only two we have to pay by Tuesday, so that's why we need to at least vote on today where we're gonna take the money out so we can pay them.
So we're not, obligated at this point to pay that other exorbitant amount.
Yeah, we didn't get a bill.
Okay.
We didn't get anything other than these two, so originally there was talk about a
Yeah.
big 20, I think.
It was 20 some thousand.
Yeah. Well,
And I wonder if part of that is because, you know, Garish did file an appeal in the timeline, required by the state. And then even when we were at a meeting here and I discussed what, you know, the state attorney general had said years ago that it's impliedly, you know, or it's implied, I guess, but the ruling was that townships are exempt from special assessments on those road ends and everything else because we don't own them. The county does.
yeah,
So I wonder if that had any
yeah.
leverage.
All I know is we didn't get,
That's all right.
so we'll let her
That's
go.
We can get one.
Yeah.
No, we should have gotten it by now.
Yeah.
So this is a one-time supposed deal, from the county for the SAD, so we just need to vote on where the money's gonna come from to pay these two. They're both $865.25.
Being that we're doing the budget, it's not a problem to, you know, initially do it through Parks and Rec, but then at another point, if it turns out it should have come from somewhere else, we can make that amendment. So it's fine for now, you know, I mean,
Okay.
if it's gotta get paid,
You
at least from my point of view.
wanna give her a vote just to,
Well, anybody else got any point of discussion?
Yeah. So there's no precedent if this has never happened before to say, where does this tradition?
yeah,
come from?
and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, though I do want to find out about
Yeah.
that triangle piece because if we're not paying taxes on it, then it's not. There's a whole dispute.
That's what I'm saying. If we don't have anything for it,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
somebody's, it's private, somebody's private property, I would imagine.
Well, they used to use it as a place for people to go and said it was township property. Anyway,
And actually, I could see both sides of the argument where you would say in one sense, yeah, it's parks related, so therefore it should come from correct. Then I can see the other side of it where it's for the betterment, you know, for the entire community. So therefore, is it, you know, like general fund or something? No. So I'm okay with parks.
when we're doing budget discussions, it might come back up again, but if they gotta get paid, let's pay them.
Yeah, we don't want to be delinquent.
No.
On our own taxes.
Anything else on the board, discussion wise? Okay, I will make a motion, that we pay the winter tax bill to cover the Lyon Township
Plural.
parks. Is this waterfront only or parks?
No, this is because you have lake access.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we pay the 2025 winter tax bill for the Lyon Township Parks water access. Do we have a second?
That's the kind of stuff, should that be on the motion?
Sure. I'll make a motion. The 2025, you writing on this thing?
Yes, I am.
2025 winter tax bill for the Lyon Township Parks waterfront access from the Parks Rec and Cemetery Fund. Fund the right word? Fund. Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion from the board? Hearing none, better do a roll call on this.
Absolutely. Treasurer Hobbs,
Yes.
trustee Detmer, trustee Monet, yay. Supervisor Bertrand.
Okay, that motion carries 4-0. Next, number 10, compost. What do you got?
Well, I just wanted to bring this up. We don't have to vote on anything today, but before we open, I called around to different townships and see how what they charge. It varies. Uh, most charge a fee for the residents uh, to use it. And I know we had discussed about increasing the trash fee on everybody to help offset that black hole of that fund. So my suggestion is, and I think it's reasonable, is a fee, and I've got a number in my head to charge residents who use it. Instead of charging all residents, they're increasing their all residents trash to help that line item out. I don't think it's fair for those people who don't use it to be charged extra. So I'm just saying, I think we should look at charging a small one-time for the year fee. Like I said, I've got a number in my head, and I know what other townships are charging their residents, so I just want you guys to just think of that. We don't have to do anything today. But we do still need to generate revenue for that compost,
The compost site or the recycle?
compost.
Compost.
Yeah,
And we did raise it for contract.
we're gonna leave that. Yeah, we raised that to 900.
Oh, so right now they come in and they buy a tag and it's nothing, or what do they pay?
The residents just come in and get a tag and they don't pay anything for it.
Well, when we're doing the budget,
So,
looking at the numbers.
so I'm just thinking, and I'm not talking like a contractor fee, because we raised that to 900 last year. From 150. I'm just talking a small one-time fee at the beginning of the year. And like I said, I have a number, but I want you guys to think of it as well. And
I'll be, in the past year, I have learned that many people expect things as amenities because they pay exorbitant taxes anyway.
and that's,
But I mean, if we look at it during the budget discussions and figure, again, we're gonna have to look at the black hole that is supposedly gonna get filled by what? Because this board would not pass the renewal of the taxes that were covering that. So now if we got ourselves in hot water and we wanna do something,
renewable tax.
Yeah, what taxes?
um. You might remember and there was an annual tax.
The trash. Right,
Yeah, we didn't do the 10%.
and we got, because they got voted down.
Right, and I'm saying it got voted down because there was promises that money was gonna come from other areas.
Yes, and this is one of them.
That never got said, but okay.
Well, and I'll go back to this again, the 10% across the board, and I think that's ridiculous. Well, to raise it on everybody, and half the township doesn't use it.
Either way, we didn't do it.
And this is the trash fee? We're talking okay.
And that was not
We
voted
voted not
on.
to do it, so if this is a scramble, because there was other promises that the money was gonna come in with other things that were coming, we figured out where certain things were missing, and we're also still, I didn't want to bring it up until we got done with the budget, but the GFL thing is still sitting out there. Our attorney's waiting to hear from us. There might be 80 grand sitting out there, so there's several things going on. No, I certainly bring it up in the budget docs, because I personally, I think we should have passed 10% just like they always did to make sure we're not doing stuff like this, but I'm only one person.
Mhm.
And I want to go on record as saying, and it's something that we don't have to address today. I don't have it cited or anything else. However, we're kind of wrong when we're discussing the township board's ability to raise the assessment, and here's why. The old board passed a resolution, which is binding on this board, that they will no longer take up the increase of the assessment for the trash. It is in writing that Julie Tatro, as assessor at her discretion, has the ability to raise that assessment and make the call, not the board. And it's clearly written in the resolution that the board will no longer take that up.
Which resolution? Is it the same one about the 10% or a different one?
It doesn't say 10%. It's just, I don't have it right now because I didn't know we were
No,
discussing
I'm
this.
asking the one for the 10% that we did not pass. Is it in there?
And we really can't pass it because the resolution states that the board will no longer take up the idea of raising an assessment. It is given to the assessor at her discretion. In this
Yeah,
case.
we missed our window, right?
No, that's binding from the last board, so we cannot legally until we change. And I had brought this up once before that we gave up a lot of control. Doesn't matter who the assessor is. The idea that any assessor could raise the assessment, this, and this, and the board refuses it. And that was voted unanimous by the last board. So that is binding on us, and it's in it's in our website.
So we couldn't have done it if we wanted to, unless we change it.
Unless we change it, correct, legally.
Okay, let me ask something, because I'm not that smart.
Okay.
Are you saying we couldn't have done 10% that we were doing annually?
Well, if they gave up control to the assessor to do it, and they would not take up that issue, it says in the
The
resolution.
previous board had passed it every year they were here at the 10%.
Right, and this happened towards the end.
Okay, well.
Well, we'll look it up. I mean, I just didn't, like I said, I didn't know we were gonna discuss it, but there is a resolution out there, and I have it on my phone, but I have so many pictures, I can't get to it right, probably. But
Okay. Again, the line on compost and all of that money we're gonna be looking at here.
I just think it's something worth looking at to clarify. Do we actually take it up, and because of that resolution?
Take it in,
or-
bring it in, get it in.
Right. I will. What's in here? I've snapshot of it. I just don't know where it is right now. Yeah. Yeah. Because I never agreed with it when I went to that meeting. They did it last time. I said, I don't think it's really justified. Yeah, nothing against Julie, of course, but I feel like that should be a board decision. And I didn't understand why they wouldn't want to discuss it as a board.
Yeah.
And it clearly says, like I said, they will no longer take up that issue in a sense. So
Okay, well,
just food for thought.
we're certainly gonna be having budget discussions.
Yep.
So. Okay, anything else? Any other general talk now about compost? Okay. Number 11 is, short-term rental general discussion.
Yes, I just real quick, I just wanted to know where we sit with it. Did we, is it just still on hold? Planning Commission did make their recommendation. We haven't addressed it as a board. For me personally, there's a lot of information out there that I personally feel wasn't presented to the people, in other townships, and we'll see what happens here. As far as more recent Supreme Court rulings, the use of permissive zoning, which townships do, and this and this. So I have kind of an issue all the way around with short-term rentals. So I think sooner than later, I would like us to have an open, honest discussion of where we feel we're going to go with this.
For me, I am purposely avoiding it until we do the budget.
Okay.
I got
Mhm.
too much other, I have lots of ideas and I'm gathering information. But I was not gonna put it on an agenda until we get this budget out of here. Last year, we went down to the wire in March.
Yeah.
I do not intend to do that again on the budget.
Well, the recommendation came in from the Planning Commission, if I'm correct.
Yes,
So therefore, that's done. So are we just, because we don't have to implement anything, but we've never even discussed what's going on.
I'm purposely not putting it on any agendas, but it's just me. Because I want to get the budget done first. I got too many,
Okay.
there's too many things in the fire right now. That,
Right.
to me, well, part of that is, I'm not in a hurry on it. And I won't even say why. I'm not in a hurry on it right now.
Yeah.
It's not that it ain't gonna happen, but
Right.
it's not in my top 5 right now.
I just know people in Lyon Township that I've heard from where I work and stuff are concerned because with Garish doing what they're doing, and there will be the sunset date, even though that's in 29, people have mentioned to me the idea that, well, Lyon Township then is just, floodgates are open. Everyone will flock to Lyon Township because we don't have anything in place.
I've heard that too, but at the same time, Denton has pretty much got theirs done. And, I've been looking at Denton's and Roscommon townships. And when we start talking about them,
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring that stuff up, dude.
yeah.
It's doing this.
Mhm.
Winterfest budget.
So what do you think in March? To discuss it, or
As soon as the budget is done, we're kind of moving into, short-term rental, and after that, looking at well, barring any crazy things happening, short-term rental and the, septic. But and I've talked with Kevin about this.
Sure.
And Greg too. Things are really different after everything that I know now that compared to what I was looking at 8 months ago. We'll get there. We'll be talking about it. But for me personally, my viewpoint on that stuff has changed dramatically.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I just, I have a lot of information I've been compiling for months now based on, appellate court rulings, state Supreme Court rulings, because the state will not won't pass legislation, I should say, to basically clarify for the people what is a short-term rental. And they should all be ashamed of themselves for that reason alone. But at the end of the day, I want it out there because for me, and this is information I think this whole board needs to be aware of, is that based on state Supreme Court rulings in the last 2 years, we shouldn't even allow short-term rentals. Based on the wording of our master plan and our zoning ordinance number 55, it's number 41 for Garrish Township, unless we go into zoning. And I think that's really, really important for that information to get out there to you guys.
Okay, but
When
we're
it's
not
done.
gonna do it now.
Nope. No. There's a lot. No.
There are certainly other opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but it's not like I'm dodging it as much as Winterfest,
Sure.
budget, other stuff.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else, general discussion on short-term rental or? Okay, we will move on to number two.
let me have one thing on it. When we do discuss the short-term rentals, my opinion only too is, I know there's a difference between short-term and long-term, but why should one not have an ordinance and one do have an ordinance?
Sure, that'll
Because
come.
if you're gonna be fair about it, because somebody rents it year round as opposed to weekends, I don't know.
I can give you a quick answer.
Okay.
This is going to be really quick, but this all will come out eventually, and I've already conveyed this to Brian Hill. Is because long-term rentals in the state of Michigan are not subject to a 6% use tax as required by the state. Short-term rentals, anything that's listed online, Vrbo, HomeAway, Airbnb, or otherwise, are legally now subject to a 6% use tax, therefore making them a commercial endeavor, which is not the same for a long-term rental. That's the long and short.
So a long-term rental is not a commercial endeavor? Is that what they were trying to say?
The state has not classified it as that, or the Supreme Court or the appellate courts, because they're not open, because they're not subject to the use tax.
So what if you don't advertise them? Does that mean, like, if you don't advertise,
You're done. You're free. You're done. No one's going to track you down.
oh, okay.
No, just like Laura said that too. We're not going to track down people if they're not doing that, but
Okay.
we can leave it right there.
Well,
Yeah.
all that being said, there are other opinions on that out there, and I'll be bringing them up. I hear you, and I know you do your work. Not everybody agrees with that.
Well, I'm going by case law. It's not my opinion.
Okay. So, that brings us to animals. Animal ordinance 35. Did you want to talk about
Yeah.
zoning? Where are you at there?
Nope. All I wanted to know, well, it kind of has to go with zoning. So, as I've clarified in the past with the Roscommon County Board of Commissioners, that are we at the point yet where the ordinance amendment to number 35 will be sent to the county as required by statute, or are we going to do that after the planning commission and we receive the recommendation to change number 55 or not? Because the county commissioners have 3 options. They can,
Was already sent.
To the county?
35 was sent to the county and gave them a month. They made no comment on it.
Yeah, which
And
makes
they
it,
have no input.
they have no input. Oh, I never knew that.
Well, Sam did.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're good on that.
Where we've been dragging here is to the last little piece of wording change in the zoning.
Okay.
5,
Okay.
which I believe they're gonna end up having a public.
Right. Okay.
March 9th.
Do it whatever way you're gonna do.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one of the options. If the county commissioners that are in charge of reviewing stuff, they have 30 days, and if they do not acknowledge it, it comes back to us. We're good.
Yeah.
They can
Said no.
left it alone. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, what'd you say the date?
March 9th.
So that would just be to include the language in zoning 50.
Yeah, because apparently we're gonna have a public hearing on doing that.
Shaded. Yep.
Okay,
Steve, by the way.
Yeah.
our new planning commission member. All right, speaking of planning commission, ZBA planning commission,
Final thing.
13,
Okay.
lucky 13.
So, I know this will be a point of contention and we have been here before, but I do have to address, and this is not about me, this is what should be done the right way for the people, so there can never be any, anything coming back against the board. So I'm going to read, and like I said, we've been here before. This is the revised statutes of 1846, sections 41.72A. I pretty much have it memorized. Paragraph 4, the township board shall not transact business at a special meeting unless the business was stated in the notice of the meeting. However, if all the members of the board are present at a special meeting, business that might lawfully come before a regular meeting of the board may be transacted at that special meeting. Now, I understand that the agenda said that there was a planning commission discussion. However, it did not state that there would be a motion to approve Treasurer Hops to the Planning Commission or the ZBA or Ken Marsh. Therefore, it altered the agenda, which violates that code and statute. I would respectfully request that we do it the right way so nobody can come back at us, because at this point, if someone wanted to, they could say, if they didn't like, let's say, a ZBA ruling, they could say, well, the appointments weren't done correctly because you changed the special meeting. I was not at the special meeting, therefore the whole board wasn't present. So therefore you can't change the agenda. That said,
Well, let me-
a simple vote would clear it up right now.
Yeah, well, there's only 4 of us here now.
If this isn't a special meeting.
Okay, my question to you, first question would be, is if you have a discussion on the agenda, are you saying that it cannot turn into a motion?
It wasn't cited as such a vote.
Well,
Their names aren't even mentioned on there.
but that's not answering the question, because we did talk about this. And the end of that discussion was not all of us, but I mean.
Yeah.
End of that discussion is it's on the agenda as a discussion. So if you're saying that a discussion can't turn into a motion.
Well, I don't know how a discussion,
maybe
yeah,
that's a-
yeah, I don't know how a discussion means a vote.
We have done it a lot of times.
Exactly, and every time I've
Right.
stated that it was wrong. Every single time.
I think a discussion is a topic on the agenda, and if it's a topic on the agenda, it can be voted.
Not according to the MTA that I already spoke with about this.
Okay, well, we've had our disputes before with,
All right.
just for your knowledge, we did discuss that because there was part of the discussion was wait, because it's not there. Part of the discussion was it's on there as a discussion.
Just to make you happy, make a motion to do it, vote it in now, then I'm good with it.
This isn't about me, as it make me happy, and I'll give you guys an example. Lake Township's being sued right now because a lady came forward because they had a zoning amendment. And that lady did not like the fact, because there was conflict and confusion within the community, if it was legal or not, on something, nothing more than the publication timing. The prosecutors upheld the fact that they published it after the 30-day requirement. It is going to court. The lady wants the zoning. She wants it done the right way. So this isn't about me, because I feel like the same thing could play out. If procedurally certain things aren't done properly, anyone could step forward and say, that at their special meeting, I don't see any mention of Ken Marsh being appointed to the ZBA on the agenda. And then they could say any ruling by the ZBA would be cause for a lawsuit. And I just don't want that to happen. I don't care for me. I care for the people to understand that it's done the right way and that there is absolutely no way that procedures were not followed because we did follow them. Now, if you choose not to, I'm fine with that too. This isn't about me.
There was
I
a
don't care.
point where we went through this with the resignations and the dates and everything, and you were adamant that we had to do those certain ways, and we did. Our legal firm on a retainer, so we didn't have to do any of it. But this is a different situation.
Yeah, and I acknowledge the
Came in and was
resignations,
Making a decision based on if it was on the agenda.
right?
Now.
And I misspoke and I realized resignations are not a
based on what you're
statute.
telling
Yeah.
me, I can run that through and see if we should be.
Just, if we just wanted to make it easy,
Be done right now.
just go ahead and do it now and be done with it, and then
Well,
we'll do
there's,
stuff later.
there's three different motions. I don't have them. Accepted a resignation, we made an appointment, we made an appointment.
Well, I reiterated this before. Resignations are not part of statute that you have, board has to accept those. I misspoke about that. I openly admit it.
But I'm, if we were gonna do it right now, we could do a motion to appoint Kevin Hobbs to the planning.
Absolutely.
Okay, and
The
then
state
we
of-
do a
yeah.
motion to appoint Kenneth Walsh to the ZBA.
Absolutely.
And you're happy now, but it's not on the agenda.
This is not a special meeting,
Special meeting.
so it doesn't matter. It doesn't qualify under
I
the,
can do that and not ask the attorney. I'm pretty sure.
So let's just do that, get it over with and be done with it.
Sure.
I don't care either way because this, I
Yes,
think,
you do.
well, you're saying, you say.
No, I'm not saying
to
that's
make me
wrong.
happy. This isn't making, this is just,
We can do it.
What we're discussing is, was I getting appointed to the ZBA as well, or just the planning commission?
Yes, so that'd be,
yeah.
well,
Was it?
Technically, I'm not on either one right now.
give him this option.
No, I didn't mean.
I decided, I changed my mind now.
Well, no, this is why, see, state statute says that.
The
No, I get it.
the motion said to appoint you to planning commission and ZB.
But the reason behind that is because it shores up the legal requirement that one person on the ZB out of the three has to be from the planning commission. It is not a statutory requirement that it has to be a board member, but the old board passed a resolution that says that one of the ZB
Okay.
shall be a board member. Therefore, we need to fill up that quota, if you will. So you're part of the quota.
Lucky me. Yeah. Thanks, Steve.
All that being said, I'll make a motion that we appoint Kevin Hobbs to the planning commission and the zoning board of appeal. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion from the board? Ooh, let's do a roll. Just to be sure.
Yeah, and there's money involved.
Yeah, there is,
So.
and there's, if this turns out to be a problem, let's have a roll.
Treasurer Hobbs.
Yes.
Thank you for getting that one in first.
Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
trustee Detmer, and trustee Monet. Yeah.
Okay, a motion carries 4-0. I will make a motion that we appoint Kenneth Walsh to the zoning board of appeal.
Ken Marsh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of
Yeah.
it was Kenneth, because he's
Nice man, by the way.
Kenneth Marsh. Yeah,
Yeah,
great guy.
very nice man.
I'll make a motion to appoint Kenneth Marsh to the zoning board of appeals. Do we have a second?
And I will second that.
Any discussion from the board? Hearing none. Let's do a roll call on that just to keep it straight.
Yes. Supervisor Bertrand,
Yes.
Trustee Monet, yay. Trustee Detmer. Treasurer Hobbs.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 4-0. Get me writing on the back of papers. All right.
No,
No.
nope. Resignations do not have to be approved. According to MTA, as soon as Steve said he's done, he's done.
But yeah, I might add, that's not where we were before. That was a big argument before, but
For the board member?
I'm just,
If someone
Mhm.
that approved that resignation, that person can say, oh, I think.
Yeah, it's like a carryover. And I had said that before, and I kind of got shot down, so. So here we are.
yeah, the bottom line from our attorney or another about
Yeah.
was they quit right now and they're done.
Yep. So,
But anyway, let me get back to where I lose my place here.
do you want to go back?
Have to worry about that.
In announcements, I just want to state these. Because I'm going to bring them, they're going to be on the agenda for next week. There are two things that I brought up before and nobody supported it, but I'm going to bring them up again because I feel pretty strongly about them. And if the board doesn't support them, that's fine. First one, again, just letting you guys know it'll be on the agenda. I think there should be a set of keys. I was advised the supervisor should have a set of keys and the maintenance man for everything. The other one being
When you say everything, what do you mean by everything?
a key to every door should be in the possession of the supervisor and the maintenance man. I got shot down. I'm all right with that because when we have times like when we're doing onboarding and we can't get in your freaking office,
I think,
I'm okay with it. Vote me down. Vote me down.
I'm just saying, when there's money, cash sitting in the treasurer's office,
Vote me down. That's fine.
I don't think you can have a key technically.
I was advised legally, this is the way it should be. Vote it down. It's fine. I'm just
Who-
not,
Who
I'm just gonna
advised it?
bring,
The lawyer?
who do you think?
No.
Okay, the second thing is, to form a health and safety committee, I brought this up before, you basically have a maintenance person, an office person, a board member, Parks and Rec member, and a fire department member, and you go around and do monthly inspections and see what stupid crap is happening out there. I'll bring it up again. Didn't get supported before. If I bring it up and you shoot it down, then I'm fine.
Can you say that one again?
I don't remember hearing about it.
Health and safety boards are,
You want to go to people's homes?
yeah, when I do the inspection. No, this is, health and safety committees are formed within an organization to do inspections once a month as a walkthrough. So in our case, they would walk through this building, the basement. They look, okay, there's a chemical store here, shouldn't be here. There's paperwork over here that shouldn't be there. It's a kind of a quick process. Then they would go to the compost or the maintenance building. There's gasoline stored here that, you know, it's the same thing like for the librarian or the different people that would be on it. So the maintenance person is on it for that purpose. A board member is on it for that purpose.
Is this a paid position?
No, it's a health and safety committee is just something you do to try and stay on top of all the accumulated things that might be going on that are, you know,
Sure.
to have everybody you can from the different departments involved in it to,
I don't remember this ever being brought.
Me neither.
but it's been so, you were mad at me then,
When it comes to this though, what if they say, okay, the compost area has this is not right. We need to do this. Do they have the
this is different than an insurance.
ultimate say And if they want to change something, or do this, they have to come to the board and say, we found this.
But doesn't the state dictate the compost site? I'm just,
I just use compost as like here,
There's a couple of ways. A walkthrough, insurance walkthrough for the compost site is different from this. This is so that everybody from every area kind of knows what the hell's. And to not have one particular area turn into somebody's personal, they do whatever the hell they want. I'm used to them with the DNR and with the state. And again, if you shoot it down, that's fine, because I'm covering my ass here.
I just don't
I'm gonna-
get where that's all about.
Okay, the bottom line is I'm covering my ass on both of these things.
I'm still confused, but we can discuss it when it comes up because I still
Yeah.
don't understand.
Look up what a health and safety committee.
I know what a health and safety.
No, I mean, it's what
But
they,
I
their
used to be-
purpose is not to do,
I used to be in food industry years ago and I remember that. I
it's very
just,
similar, except you had state people coming in.
yeah,
Did you ever work in a restaurant where you did your own?
yeah, we had to
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that, it's that.
because I was regional ops director. I had to do it.
That's pretty much what it is.
I worked for the state for nearly 29 years. They have like 5 books that are this thick that are policies, and they have about 4 books that are this thick that are procedures.
Yeah.
And I'm against all that.
Yes. No, it's not intended to be super intensive as much as it is to figure out if anything is really out of whack,
Like the idea that there's no emergency exit from the basement.
or that this one isn't shoveled. No, this one not being shoveled is certainly something that would come up.
Okay.
Anyway, this,
It's in the front.
We'll discuss. Sure.
so that's the only thing, as far as announcements that that's all I got. So we are to public comment, sir.
Sorry, that was too loud.
All you can do.
That, you might, if you sit there, it's gonna come out on the tape cleaner.
John Barta, Lyon Township. Just a couple comments. On the compost, while I understand not everybody uses the compost site, I think it's, there are things that happen, we have an ice storm and all of a sudden lots of people need to use it and haul stuff there. And so, I don't live too far from the compost site. And I don't know if you guys ever go up and down those 2 tracks, but people, that's, if they can't get in, the gate's closed. I mean, they're dumping everything at the end of the 2 tracks. If you go down there, you're gonna see it. What will happen is if people have to have a tag to get in, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. I think it needs to be expanded, but if people don't have a tag, they're gonna be dumping more stuff down the road ends. And I know one of the ladies who lives down at the road end, there was a gentleman who went and threw a bunch of stumps and stuff at the end. She got in her car, loaded them all up and drove back to his house and threw them all in his front yard. So I do think,
Went to jail.
yeah. So, I think it needs to be thoughtful. I know not everybody uses it, but,
Well, my whole thing is, I don't think, going back to that 10%, now that we know we couldn't have done it anyways, but I don't think you penalize everybody in the township either for half of them using it, that's all.
well, and I don't,
You couldn't have done it anyway.
Because it's. Timothy
We
said,
said to not do it.
no, but if we voted to do it, we couldn't have done it. Because the last board,
Okay,
yeah,
if you wanna say that that's the way that story ends.
that's all I'm saying. But anyways, my goal is if other townships charge their residents to use it, a one-time fee, you get a badge. That's it. I mean, we charge the contractors, an awful lot of money. But, that's not gonna pay for itself. It needs money.
no, absolutely, and I don't disagree with the 10%, honestly. Okay, I mean,
I think,
and I understand, but I think you gotta get the revenue from somewhere, obviously.
yeah, and I think we could have just did what the last board did. All right, 10%. It just, that's laziness. Why don't we try and find other revenues instead of just
And
willy-nilly going out and saying, no.
absolutely. I just think you need to understand what people are, because I got a couple of neighbors when, if on the weekend, I mean, if it's not open, they're driving down the two tracks and throwing stuff, they're just throwing stuff in there. And so, I mean, that's gonna be a problem. And I don't know how you manage that,
Yeah, maybe,
especially over here.
maybe we open it longer. I mean, that's, more days, whatever the case is.
Yeah, well, if somebody doesn't pay for a tag, I mean, let's say somebody's got, all of a sudden, I got a tree that came down in a windstorm and now, I'm working it on a weekend and I don't have a tag, you know,
And we're gonna say, okay,
you know,
this is how much it costs. You can pay right there.
well, maybe, yeah, sure. However, I just think you need to really think about what people are gonna do if they don't have it. The other thing I wanted to mention, and to Paul's, distress, it's a short-term rental comment. But I was out walking on the ice 2 weeks ago, and I was with a bunch of buddies, and we went for about a 2 mile walk. And we're going toward the south of the DNR, the West Launch, and all of a sudden, and it's sort of like they talk about the Arctic, right? And all of a sudden, you see this black stuff on the ice that look like rocks, and they're parts of meteors, right? Because you can see them because the ice is there. Well, don't you know we're out on the snow, and it's like, man, what is all this stuff out here? And it's black stuff, just pieces all over the place. And I look in, and this house was actually rented by one of my relatives as it's an STR. And I look and I go, man, somebody was out here blasting fireworks out here. And it's a huge, it's probably 10 feet in diameter where they were blasting off fireworks. But the circumference of where all this stuff landed, it was probably 400 feet around. And I mean, there was junk everywhere. And so, it's not just like like charred particles. There were just, you think of a shotgun shell, you get a plug that comes out at the end. I mean, there were all these plugs and stuff. And all of a sudden it's a perspective of, wow, this is a mess. And, I'd never really thought about fireworks before, honestly, and I know that they're legal, but if you're not shooting them off, I mean, you go sit on Fourth of July, it's cool, everybody's blowing fireworks off around the lake, and it's cool to sit there and watch them. But I'd never had the perspective of all the stuff that was going in there. So then I sent a message to this Airbnb, because I had called my cousin. I said, man, who'd you rent this from? And so I said, look, man, these guys were firing these things off. They left a huge mess, out on the lake. And their message came back was like, we don't have a record of that is a rental of Airbnb. We don't have a record on that weekend. Owners often will use other services, or they will rent them themselves. So, they can be registered as an Airbnb, but, you can't, trying to find somebody to say, hey, man, you guys got to clean this stuff up. It was impossible, even with a registered STR. So, I think that, I know that you guys it's premature. You guys aren't there yet, but, honestly, I don't know anybody who wants an STR next to them, and, they're just not good neighbors. I mean, they can be neutral, but they're never a good neighbor. They don't know my kids. They don't know my wife. They don't know anybody. They're not interested in bringing my mail in or my, garbage trash, and I do think there needs to be an exception. There's I think, the guy who rents his cottage for maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks during the summer, his personal house, just to, make do. I don't think anybody has a problem with that stuff. So anyway, I did want to mention that because, and I got a video and a bunch of other stuff that I sent the Airbnb of this trash. And so, I did want to mention that because it was sort of an exception, and it was an epiphany for me because I don't see that kind of stuff usually.
It's a shame people do that. No matter renter or if you live here,
Yeah,
clean your mess up. I mean, that's,
Makes me think about for all the fireworks that go off when it's not winter.
absolutely,
Okay, but
absolutely.
Oh, there's stuff all over the bottom of the lake after they shoot fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait out there and see it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. So, I mean, I'm certainly, I hadn't really even thought about, I mean, if, prohibiting fireworks, I mean, good Lord, that would be awful, but, I don't know how you control something like that, but all the garbage that it leaves is just awful. If anybody's interested in seeing the pictures and the video, I'd be happy to share. That's all.
did you guys get your video or whatever you guys were working on done?
I sent stuff you guys, to everybody, so.
Oh, really?
You guys want, I missed Steve though, I'm sorry.
I
But, I did copy, so if you guys are any interest,
Oh, it's,
Yeah, I did send it to you too, Kevin.
yes.
It was on January 30th is when I sent it.
I certainly got it. Actually brought up more questions than I had initially. And I actually didn't, it wasn't a priority right now.
I
Probably
understand.
could have had it to
Well, it's like,
board meeting coming up,
yeah,
but
it's like Tim today, I mean, he's gonna be scrambling, putting minutes together and, how he does that and the time it takes. You take the audio file out of that, you put it together and you got the minutes in 5 minutes. So
I have to look at it. For some reason I didn't see it.
anyway,
the, funny story, when I was a kid, we had a lakeside Bertrand cottage. We used to take sparklers, throw them out in the lake, all
yeah,
whatever. 50 years later, I'm metal detecting for jewelry. I'm going, I can't wait to do that thing. I like it.
yeah. Yep. Alrighty.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, sir. All right, so
You got anything?
then public comment. Sorry. Yeah.
The only public comment I have is I hope you get a chance to look at that budget. I sent such a marker last time. Let me know any questions, anything you want to know. I'm still working on the numbers and what we need to amend the budget or we taxing this budget. But say, for instance, there's $1,000 in equipment and you know that you're gonna have to buy a new piece of equipment that's $3,000. Let me know, so we can make sure that $3,000 is in the budget for the spread. So that's all I need is for you to look at it. Believe it or not, Greg's already been out there with his marker and he's asking me questions.
Good for him.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's not too busy right now, so he's got time.
You're probably doing it on a golf cart.
Yeah.
Okay. I would entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
But not for me.
Second.
So, all those in favor of adjourning the meeting, signify by saying aye.
Hi,
Hmm.
151.
Okay, motion, meeting is adjourned.